Hi guys, thanks for clicking play. Welcome to episode 27 of Bringing Back Brum. Today we take on Barnsley in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. We've got one result to run through after the intro. Before we get into the result, since we were last together, Aston Villa have announced a new manager. Well, an old manager. Talk about going back in time to try and rekindle old glory. Paul Lambert has been appointed the new manager of Aston Villa. Interesting appointment. So following that game with Aston Villa in the last episode, we took on Reading at St Andrews and it was a 2-0 win. Goal for James Wilson and goal for Lasse Biba. As we ran out comfortable winners, we had plenty of shots, not so many on target, but we dominated the possession. Reading didn't have an answer, and a 2-0 win it was. Moving into the medical centre, we have lost Angus Gunn with a lower back stress fracture. He's out for up to 6 weeks. He's seeing a specialist about it to see if we can get him back a bit quicker. But Thomas Kuszak is here, and he will take his place as the backup goalkeeper. Jack Marriott is also still out injured, but is only 4 weeks away from a return from his sprained knee ligament. So that win over Reading doesn't really do much to the table. We are still top of the league, so we are still top of the league. We are 4 points clear of Wolves now, nearly at half distance. Further 2 points back to Burnley, Derby, and a further point back to Brighton. As you can see, Barnsley are in 6th place in the table. They've had a good start to the season, but we're not concentrating on the league today. Of course, it's all about the Carabao Cup. Let's take a look at Barnsley's one to watch. One to watch. And today's one to watch is Tom Bradshaw. Now, Tom is rivaling James Wilson in the goal scoring department this season in the Championship. 12 goals in 19 appearances. 17 overall from 23 games. So he's had a good strike rate so far this season. Finishing at 13, stamina of 14, work rate and vision of 15 and 14 respectively. He is a good player. He does lead the line well. He will be very difficult to stop today. It's going to be an interesting game to see how we tackle Barnsley. So let's take a look at the two starting lineups. Not before we've had a look at the match preview, of course. So Barnsley are the favourites at 6-4, 13-8 we are. So again, the bookies are hedging their bets. At least I think they are. My bookmaking skills are not all that. Both teams are in good form. 4 wins in 5 for us, 3 wins in 5 for Barnsley, and the previous meetings are all very close as well. 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 win for us as well. So could go either way really. So let's take a look at the two starting lineups, starting with Barnsley. So let's start with Davies in goal, McCarthy, McDonald, Burke, De Silva, Harris, Moncur, Mallon, Ojo, Armstrong with Bradshaw up front. We start with Johnson in goal, Colin, Jagielka, Flint, Bryan, Adams and Doy, Keatonville, Majoma, Calvert-Lewin with James Wilson up front. So it's going to be fairly interesting, this one. Both managers have not made too many changes to their starting lineups from their normal games. So let's see how we get on. We've got Bryan on the overlap who wants to help him. Majoma's still going through the middle and Doy picks up the loose ball. Takes the shot and shoots wide. Wilson gets to the byline, sends it across, McDonald clears it away, and Doy with the rebound. Wilson picks up the loose ball, Calvert-Lewin saved by Davies at the second attempt. Calvert-Lewin into Wilson. Wilson wide for Majoma, sends it back over. Checking and Doy's there! What's going on with this kid at the moment? I call him a kid, he's a man, but another goal for Checken and Doy. Since I've moved him forward, he is a lot more potent in the box than Michael Keatonville is. And we are 1-0 up. Looking long for Wilson. He's got him behind his man. Sends the ball over. Calvert-Lewin's there. Calvert-Lewin hits the post. Should have scored. Sends the ball over. Calvert-Lewin doesn't get there. McDonald heads away. Keatonville. Majoma. Oh, it's in! That's a beautiful shot from Jax Mahoma. Doesn't look like it's going to end with anything. Ball gets cleared away the first time. I didn't expect him to shoot from this angle, but it's a lovely finish into the top corner for 2-0 to Birmingham City. Brian sends the ball into the box. Wilson's there. Wilson gets there and it's 3-0. 1, 2, 3. Bang, bang, bang. And that should be game over. Might be a bit presumptuous to say that. But it's a good ball into the box from Joe Bryan. From that deep position. Defending is a bit awful. Birmingham City are 3 up. Milan with the shot. Easy catch for Sam Johnson. And that is half time. 3-0 up. Didn't expect that to happen at all. I expected a lot more resistance from Barnsley. But we have 1 foot in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Let's go and plant that second foot alongside it, shall we? Maxine Collin into Chekan-Ndoye. Back to Collin. Sends it into the box. Calvert-Lewin's there. Good save by Davis. Milan with the free kick. It's off the wall. De Silva picks up the loose ball, however, but sends it wide. Time for the first substitution of the evening for us. And it's going to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin to come off. Was only told he could play a maximum of 75 minutes, so bringing him off on the hour. And Chekan-Ndoye is going to come off as well for Harrison Reed. 20 minutes to play, time for another change. It's going to be Majoma to come off for Jota. Armstrong. Bradshaw hits the bar, and that about sums up Barnsley's night. Finds Bradshaw onto Armstrong. Milan. Bradshaw 3-1. That was Hamill with the cross, not Milan. Settled Milan quite a lot in this game. He's been instrumental in that move, winning the ball back. Armstrong wide to Hamill. Bradshaw is not going to miss from there. 3-1, but it's probably too late for a Barnsley comeback. Hamill with the free kick. It's good. Ooh, Johnson nearly got caught out. Milan. Harris. Jota with the tackle. Milan with the shot. And that is it. We are through to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. I should sound more happy, but I am. I'm genuinely happy. Excellent result from the lads. And we're going to wait and see the semi-final draw as well. So let's get to it. Before we get to the draw, an interesting development. Apparently, I'd be interested in taking over at Crystal Palace. He asked the question and I said, no, I wouldn't rule it out, which automatically means I want the job. I don't, but I wouldn't rule it out. Certainly if someone came to me and said, here's an offer on the table, they are bottom of the Premier League, but I wouldn't rule it out. We'll wait and see what happens with that one. And the Birmingham board also hope I stay, which is nice. You know, they're hopeful, despite interest from elsewhere. There is no interest. Crystal Palace have not done anything yet, and I dare say they're probably not going to. So, you know, it's all rumour. The paper's stirring it up as per usual. So anyway, back to business for the end of the video. The Carabao Cup semi-final draw. So it's Manchester United, Manchester City, Southampton and ourselves. So whoever we are going to play, it's going to be a biggie. First team out is us. We are at home in the first leg. We play Manchester United in the League Cup semi-final. Southampton play Manchester City. To be honest, I'm glad it's not Manchester City. I would have rathered Southampton, but Manchester United it is. And you will see both legs of the League Cup semi-final, provided nothing happens with Crystal Palace. That was a rather interesting thing to throw into it there. I'm not planning to leave, but we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, the aim of Football Manager is to progress as a manager. Obviously, I'd love to take Birmingham City in the Premier League, and that's what we plan to do. Will I be doing it 6 months earlier without them? I don't know. It's an interesting one. They are bottom of the league, Crystal Palace, so it's not a nailed-on thing, that's for sure. Good win today as well, 3-1 over Barnsley to take us into the semi-finals of the League Cup. Happy days. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to do so, please click the subscribe button down in the corner. That was episode 27 of Bringing Back Brum. It's a League Cup semi-final date with Manchester United to come. Back to league action next time though. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.